Hello everybody. Okay, today I am at Woodlands 11 and I am going to meet one of my clients, right? And she is the owner of ATeam Pest Control. Okay, so without further ado, let's go and meet with her. Scene one, take one. Okay. Right. Hi everybody, I'm Coach Rafi here and welcome to today's version of Behind the Business. Today I am with Wada Sharif, the Managing Director of ATeam Pest Control. So say hello to Wada. Wada, thank you very much for inviting me, for allowing me to interview you. Okay. So can you just tell me more about the viewers, more about yourself and also ATeam Pest Control?
Okay, ATeam was born in 2016, and it was a mission at that time to educate as many people as possible on a natural or a holistic approach of pest management. So we don't just do chemical treatment, but we instill a lot of natural methods and looking at source reduction as the main core. So apart from that, from education, we also do a lot of other services. We provide, our USP is that we provide 24 hours pest consultation. We don't just do the treatment for you in the middle of the night, but likewise, if somebody calls us in the middle of the night, there will be an active person online to cater to their needs, you know, and advise them what to do. And on top of that, why we're a bit different is that we are not the normal regular pest control company. We specialize in a treatment called wood treatment. It's a special foam-based treatment we import from Australia that can actually protect all wooden structures from termites attack for a period of 5 years.
Okay.
And not only do we do that, we also have another service that we do inspection reports. So like pre-sale, you know, like we have clients requesting that when they want to buy a property, they want to get an inspection report on how's the situation or the house against termites. So we will come in, we'll do inspection, and we'll provide them with that kind of report for them. Yes.
Okay. All right. So what is interesting is that you allow people to contact you, your company, or you have a line where you are available 24 hours for help. So are there people who will call you in the middle of the night for help or to assist with pest control? Yes?
Yes, there is. We have on numerous times, depending on who's on call. But I recall there was one incident when I was on duty, and I had client call me about 11 at night. He's an elderly person that had a problem with rats coming into his landed property house.
Okay.
So in that house, they had a few elderlies, so they were quite scared and worried about what to do. They have a rat roaming in the kitchen. So at that time, they called me, and then I was giving advice what to do, you know, till we come by. So it kind of like, and then I think the review that I was so patient with him that I told him for that night how to survive on that night till the next morning somebody comes and help you. And the next morning he called me and said, oh, thank you for that. And then you know, then he called us to do the necessary rectification works. So that's what we do. We kind of what I realized is that it's not just a call center, but it's a place that people could you know, someone to talk to. For example, everybody has their own anxiety, be it like maybe lizards. Some people are a bit phobia with rats, lizards, snakes. So we don't just do the emergency calls, but we get calls like, you know, for this kind of petty things. To them, it's actually, to us, it could be something small, but to them, it's we are actually giving them that assurance that, you know, how are things going to be done. So that is a very classic, you know.
What about snakes? Is it under the purview of pest control?
Yes, snakes is actually under our care. But normally for snakes, we will, when we catch them, we have to surrender them to acres. So it's not for us to dispose of.
So if I find a snake in my toilet, the first thing is I don't call the police, I call you?
Yeah, you can actually call us.
Okay.
We will come down, and normally for snakes, our activation is within like 1 hour. So when you catch the snakes, is considered an emergency. So we will try to get the nearest person to go down emergency. So that's our callback time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the most interesting pest that, for example, we heard about snakes. Any other animal or pest that your team have gone for a call and please found something else there?
Well, being in this line, we have encountered a lot of other pests, so-called. I think the most interesting one was we were called up to catch a monitor lizard.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was in a very good class bungalow, a client of ours. So it was very near to the Bukit Timah area.
Yeah.
So they were a bit frantic. So we were called in to trap and catch. But the surprising thing is, once we caught it, a few days later, there was another male.
Oh,
the same species that came by. Yeah. So it
Looking
wasn't.
for the female.
Yeah, the female. So that was quite interesting. It was actually facing with pests is very interesting job because we are not facing humans. We are facing the pests. So like different biologies.
Yeah.
So we have to sometimes to catch them. We have to think like how we are if we are them. So that was the challenge that we always face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you started in 2016, ATeam Pest Control started in 2016, as you say. And one of your achievements that I must say that I am very happy is that you were the Spirit of Enterprise winner in just a short time, right? So tell me more about how you managed to grow your company fast and getting the Spirit of Enterprise award.
Okay. I think there's a lot of factors involved. A lot of people also play a part in the growth. One of them was at that time when we set up the business in 2016. I had the mindset that like conventional method. Okay, then I realized that there's a lot of things that need to be changed because we have to evolve. Now how we're doing business is not like how we're doing business like 10 years ago. So I think the first thing I did was a part of the challenges that I faced. I engaged a coach. Engage you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I engaged you. And apart from that, I think you were there. You were guiding me about. Although I was in business and I'm a business student myself, but I thought that I know it all, but there are a lot of blind spots that I don't see. And at that point of time, before I engaged you, I didn't have anyone that I can talk to. And being business is a very lonely journey. So even if you are in business and your spouse or whoever might not understand if they are not in the same business, like, so it's good that I have a coach that could understand and could guide me along the way, like what should I do, like create maps, like what are the action plans that I do, and I guess I just did whatever was done, although at that time it sounded impossible, because when I came for coaching, I thought it was strictly like, okay coach, like, how am I going to do this, and then like when I come out of the room, it will be like 360 degrees. It's totally a turnout. It's not what I expected. And at that time, I didn't believe that I could, but with your advice and it kind of happened. The growth happened with that. Of course, you got that guidance, and then you got to keep on doing and praying, and then I think the growth just happened.
I remember the time when you first stepped into the office. Quite low on confidence and all that. But I'm very happy to see you on the Spirit of Enterprise cover, SEO, Spirit of Enterprise, New Startup Awards, and the rise of the female terminator, right? And one of the things that I think I would like the viewers to know is what's the story or the challenge for a woman in, we call it tudong or hijab, in a male-dominated industry, right? of course, to find you will coming and looking and with your torchlight looking for pests or termites and all that. What was the challenge like, and how did you overcome that challenge? Because I know it wasn't easy for you I mean, we have spoken about it. It wasn't easy for you to be in a male-dominated industry, but eventually now people are looking up to you as okay, giving you the respect which is due to you.
Okay, I think the challenges was it was never an easy ride, especially in this industry in Pest. I remember when I first started out 19 years ago or 20 years ago I was at that time was assigned to pest control. It wasn't something that I wanted because I was in a marine company at that time, my father's business, and it was something that I was forced into. But I realized that in order for us to do something good, we must understand the structure and the services that we provide. So I volunteered to be educated or trained, and I think the thing that sparked that passion or that desire was when I went in that class to be certified. I had to go through a process of learning with NEA, and at that time in that class there was like 39 other men. So that was, I think, the first thing that drawn me when the guys were telling me that, hey, I think your office made a mistake. A female shouldn't be coming here. So when I heard that, I kind of like, I was like rebutted, like, oh, what sexist remark is that? So at that time I realized that there wasn't any female at that time, and I dressed in jeans, I wear t-shirt, and I told myself that, look, I'm just the same as any of you. I'm going to make sure that if they can do it, I can do it. So that means involves like going on field, catching snakes. I also tell myself that I can do it.
So you caught a snake before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do, and I climb up the roof as well.
Right.
I do all the physical things, I operate a fogger, I do basically. So basically I'm trained, I do all the basic things that any other pest control technician do. Okay. So that was, that was a challenge. So of course from there I climbed my way up to sales and then do operations. So I wanted to understand the whole structure of the pest. So when I started out, of course, when I graduated from NEA licensing, people were again like having the, female, she's, gonna get pregnant and then having a child, and then like, they always look at me as a threat. The male dominant, I'm not being sexist, but the men always see me as a threat because they always think that I couldn't do. So I had to, in the pest control journey, I had to like throw away my high heel shoes and wear boots, and that's what I do until today. I wear pants. I don't wear skirts. When I'm at work, I will always wear pants because anytime I'll be called up and I want to be ready. So and there were times when doing the job, I go out on field. So why I'm a bit different was I realized from some of my peers, those business associates, is that because they have other pest control, but the other pest control are maybe female, but they are not technically trained. So they're just doing the sales part.
The sales.
So for me a bit different because I already am trained technically. And I do sales. So at the same time I could complement each other. So I was able to tell them what is the root source, and I don't really push them more about the sales part. So I mean, like, the sales will just come automatically because you are technically inclined. So I think that's some of the challenges. So the peers, if you're talking about the many challenges, so customer, of course, there are times when you go to customers' houses and then they will tell you that, what? She's a female. Pest control are all male, So there are times when I face this as well, and
how do you react to that when? So
of course initially I was always defensive, like giving that look. But nowadays I kind of smile. Nowadays I'm used to it already, so I smile. I just tell them, look. So it will just take me like 10 minutes to prove them otherwise. So once I'm able to talk and educate, and they realize that, hey, you got a lot of content or you got a lot of information. then they will kind of like say, oh, okay. And that's where the plus point was. I used that crucial 10 minutes of the time, the first impression, to actually convince the clients that, look, I'm not your female regular person that just come. I'm not a sales girl. I don't sell. I educate. So that is how I always do it. And that's for the customer's point of view. But for the contractors that I work with, so many of them, again, like I said, they doubt it. That, okay, you sure or not? You're wearing hijab? Then they always tell me like they're a bit protective. Wada, take care, because like you're going up, the flooring is a bit unbalanced. The wood is a bit frail. So they always caution me. I said, don't worry. So I'm here with my torchlight. I do whatever the guys do. Even I climb up the roof. So when they see me doing that, then they kind of like say that, oh, okay, like full of respect, because I don't have to wait for my guys. Even the snake part, I caught some snakes while waiting for my men to come at the site. It happened that I was there. So I just said that, okay, let me just get it done. Don't have to wait for my men to come by. So I just do it.
All right.
Yes.
Amazing, right? The next question will be the challenge of managing men, right, in your organization. Have you ever got a worker that came in and suddenly is that the boss, or was it easy for you? Because I think it's quite easy for you because you know stuff. You've been there, done that. But were there any workers that came into the organization and when they see the boss, a female, they kind of, sure, are you sure?
I think this is already part and parcel of this industry. Sometimes any new staff that comes in, they will always have an idea that, oh, okay, madam, they call me madam. Madam is just sitting in the office, that kind of thing. But what I do is I go down to field. So depending on which are the teams that I work with. So sometimes I will give them a surprise visit.
Okay.
I go down to field. So if, example, on that day, I would, behind the scene, I will know who's doing that job. Then sometimes there are things that we need to teach them. So I will get myself being there. So they will get shocked. Hey, what is that? So I will teach them the way that I want the job to be done. So I will show them, and literally it's like if you're doing spraying or doing whatever, I will show them this is the way, and this should standardize the protocol.
I see. So you're the main trainer for the onboarding.
Okay. Actually, I'm not the main trainer. We have our different teams. We have our operations manager who does the training. It's just that sometimes when there is trouble, I will always come down.
Okay.
So it depends on how, because I have built up a relationship with my clients. So sometimes it's just that happen that okay, this particular team, this is something additional. This is not the normal regular things. So I will go down. I will give a hands-on training there. And I will tell them, so normally like in a group of 3 or 4. So if they're on site, I will tell them, okay, this is the standard protocol that has to be applied for this. Because they are facing certain issues and challenges that are not the norm.
Not competent. It's not that they are not competent, they are unsure because of the new situation.
This is not a standardized, this is not something that's standardized.
That requires your years of experience to tell them what to do. And from that, you gain the respect of your workers. Because you see, okay, madam knows what she's doing. So that will give you, I mean, we always say that respect has to be earned, right?
Correct.
So that's
why I took the challenge when I learned, because I know that this is a male dominated industry. So I didn't want in the event that any man will come to me and say, oh, you don't know anything, you're just sitting in the office. So right now I know basically everything. Example, the time needed and what are chemicals used, so they cannot tell me otherwise. So that is the position that
so they cannot lie to you, cannot take you for a ride, oh madam, we are still busy here and all that. Okay. I also realized that I saw some of your people in terms of workers, right? Do they are loyal to the company and all that? I think you as being a leader that works on the field?
Okay, for us, we practice that when we are working. One of the core values is that we instill family values here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we always say that when we work as professional as possible. And live up to the expectation in the name, of the company. But other than that, when we are out after office hours, we do come back, and then we bond together. And so many of our staff here have been with us from day one.
Yeah.
And we do not see them like having high. We don't see ourselves as having high overheads in terms of manpower. Because I think it's the structure, how we have inculcated in them, and we instill them. We always give them opportunity, because from here it's not just about a job. Here is about your life. You know, it's like we instill in-house training, so we always teach them about lifelong learning. Here we practice that as well. So every Tuesdays and Thursday they will come back here after office for in-house training. And it's not just about customer service, or it's everything, you know. So from here they realize that this is a place where they can relax and they work. So it's something that, you know, recently also we had a team bonding event. We bring them overseas. So it's how we instill like family values.
Family values.
Yes.
And that works because when they feel appreciated,
Yes.
they tend to work for the boss.
Correct.
Yeah, as long as you take care of the basic needs, which is the salary and all that,
Yes.
then there's loyalty, because they are happy working here. They feel like family. So it takes a lot more for them to be pried away from the organization.
Yeah.
Right?
And apart from that, also what we do is we teach them. That means basics. Okay, example, like for me, I've gone through, you know, from all the way down, all the way up.
Yeah.
So down here, what I also inculcate is that everyone has to learn different roles. So we don't just get outside person to come in and create new roles for them. But what we do is, after a certain time when they have been with us and we see their performance are good, we give them a promotion, and it kind of bring that, you know, they are quite happy with it, because they have a new role and the responsibility, and they also garner that respect. So that's where sometimes we give that kind of benefits, so that the others also coming in, a newbies, they will also know that there's room for career growth here.
Very good, because not only you work on the extrinsic motivation, but also intrinsically as well.
Yes.
Where you many of them would like to aspire to be leaders.
Correct.
And you give them the opportunity. Okay, Wardah, my last question would be, what is the top 3 advice you can give to women entrepreneurs who aspire to be at the level where you are?
Okay, my advice, number 1, always believe in yourself. Okay, what your abilities are, and number 2, change your mindset. Don't ever let people tell you otherwise, that you're not good enough and everything. And the third thing is, get a coach, someone that can actually support and do or to knock some sense and to do some check based on your abilities and your business.
Okay, the last part I just would like to clarify, right? Get a coach. Now, a lot of people have this mistaken understanding that I am teaching you how to do business. Is that true, or what I'm doing is supporting and working with you on the directions that you want to go? So I think a lot of people misunderstand about coaching. So I think to set it clear, I don't teach Wardah how to do her business. She should be in business for 20 years, and I'm just here to support and work with her on her directions which she has decided upon, and see and engage in a very strong conversation using the tools that I have. So that is more of a support that a coach gives. Okay, if you think that I am teaching her how to do business, you are definitely wrong. That's not the role of a coach. Thank you, Wardah, very much for the time. Right, again, Spirit of Enterprise Award winner, I am very happy and proud of her achievement within just a short time. If you want to find out more about her company, ATeam Pest Control, you can go to ATeam, www.ateampest.com.sg. Okay, I repeat, www.ateampest.com.sg. Okay, see you next time. Power on.